Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is John Cottrell. This is Power Hour. This is a 60-minute power vinyasa yoga practice. So welcome. Glad you're here. So we are going to be flowing, moving with breath. I put a sequence together that's pretty dynamic, fun. It's going to be involving some balancing poses. Our featured pose today is half moon. Half moon is actually one of my favorite poses. So half moon pose. And so for this posture, because of the nature of the posture, you might want to use a couple of blocks or something that's stackable, something like this. This will just bring the floor a little bit closer to you, and it will help you with some of the balancing segments, especially when we get to that half moon pose. All right? So that's that. I think we are all set. So I am going to invite you to stand in mountain pose to begin our practice together. So you may have your feet about hip distance apart, toes pointing forward. Just kind of situate yourself. Make sure your spine is nice and long. You might even roll your shoulders back a couple times and forward. If your neck seems a little stiff, just some movement, maybe ear to shoulder, nods up and down, just so you can get a good sense of how you're feeling at the moment and then settling in. You can begin with a few deep breaths just to get reacquainted with your breath. So, a nice full inhale. You might breathe in through your nose. You can exhale through your nose or through your mouth if you'd like. If you exhale through your mouth, you might exhale with a nice sigh. Just feeling that relaxation begin to come over your body. Now you can keep your eyes opened. If they're open, just a soft gaze forward or downward. You can even close your eyes for this segment. This is just a nice breathing meditation as we stand tall in mountain pose in stillness. You can just continue with some slow, deep breaths in and out, continuing to make this connection to self, moving inward. This is also a good time to set an intention, if you'd like, for your practice. What you'd like to achieve in this practice this evening. Good. Just hold for a moment, deepening this connection. Very nice. Go ahead and take 3 more slow, deep breaths in and out, generating energy as we prepare our bodies to move. When you're ready, inhale and extend your arms overhead. Treat it like a nice stretch. Reach all the way up like you're going to touch the ceiling. Exhale, let's fold forward. So a good hinge from your hips. You might bend your knees quite a bit here as you slowly and carefully make your way down, maybe touching your toes. Inhale, slide your hands up to your shins or knees to extend your spine, a long flat back like you're at a table. Exhale, let's go back down to a forward fold. Let's spend a little time here in forward fold. So we just get some stretch and lengthening sensation down through the backs of the legs, even if your knees are bent. Mine are slightly bent, but I can still feel that stretch quality in the hamstrings. Since some of our balancing will involve, some good lengthening through the legs, let's begin with a little stretching. From here, let's go ahead and shift the weight back into the heels, bend your knees, let your hips come down like you're sitting down into a chair, look forward. Let's take the arms out and up as we stand up nice and tall. Reach up into the air, another big stretch. Exhale, bring your hands together and down to your heart. Let's just pause, maybe take a breath or two right here. Let's do that same sequence again. Whenever you're ready, you can just take your time with this. Inhale, reach into the sky. Good stretch, lengthening through the sides of your body. Exhale, leading with your heart. Fold forward, good hinge of hips, bent knees, making your way down. Inhale, slide your hands up to your shins or knees. Feel the crown of your head lead you forward to get that full extension. Exhale, fold. Now we're going to do something here. A couple things. One, let's hold this posture, forward fold, that same sensation of getting that lengthening through the backs of the legs. Here, even shift your weight forward a bit towards your toes. You might even need to grip your mat with your toes so you don't fall forward. As you grip, lean forward, you might feel a little bit more engagement in the legs. If it's okay, maybe fold deeply enough where you can just hang heavily forward here for a moment. Loosening up your shoulders and a little shake of your head gently, loosening up the neck and upper back. Take another deep breath or two right here. Then begin to shift your weight back into your heels. Slide your hands up to your shins or knees again, lengthening through the spine. Let's hold here in half forward fold, like right here. Again, slight bend of knees. Weight is a little bit more in the heels. There's an energy of your hips and tailbone moving to the back of the room, while the top of your head or your crown is moving forward. So this is continual lengthening in this tabletop position. As you're breathing in, you're getting longer. Exhaling, pulling belly in. Remember this sensation because it's going to show up in another pose. Okay, keep the weight back into the heels. Here you might bend your knees like you're going to sit down. That will allow you to lift the chest a little bit, sweep your arms out to the side and up into the air. As you stand up tall, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, hands down to your heart, right here. Good, let's hold for a moment. Nice and tall, mountain pose. Returning to deep breaths. If you haven't set your intention, there's another opportunity to set your intention or just remind yourself of what your intention is, what you like to achieve in your practice. Okay, let's go ahead and continue with our sun salutations. Inhale, extend your arms into the air. Exhale, let's fold forward. You can always keep that nice softness in your knees, guiding your way down. Inhale, slide your hands up the legs to re-extend spine. Again, that half forward fold. Exhale enough so you can bend all the way down, placing hands on the ground so you can step back or walk both feet back until you're in plank pose, a high push-up position. Breathe in, generating energy. Exhale, bend your knees slightly, send your hips into the air. This is our downward facing dog transition. This is a shortcut from plank pose right into this inverted position. Let's pay attention to the hands for a moment. Spread out your fingers. Press both palms firmly into the ground with a little bit more pressure towards your thumbs and index fingers. So it's more of an inward or inside sensation. You might feel this in your arms as they get stronger and longer. Good energy there. Now pay attention to your feet. You can keep them in a stable position like this or create a little pedaling sensation. Press one heel down, then the other. So you can feel a little stretch and lengthening in your calf muscles. You might even feel this in the soles of your feet as well as your toes. As you're creating this pedaling or this walking sensation, do allow your knees to bend. You might even feel a little shift of your hip side to side. Do that one more time on each foot. Come back to stillness and down dog. Breathe in to fill up your lungs. Exhale, engage belly. Walk, step, or hop both feet back up towards the hands. We'll inhale, rise up halfway. Again, half forward fold. Sometimes I call it monkey pose. Exhale, fold. Feel that nice stretch in the legs, maybe your back as well. Shift weight back into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Reach up high. We're going to keep this in motion. As you exhale, take chair pose now, sitting back. Now the energy and weight is in the heels and in your hips. You should be able to tap your toes easily, but to keep the balance, because the hips are reaching to the back end of your mat, your arms can reach forward, either kind of up at an angle or even parallel to the floor like this. Okay, let's breathe in. We'll continue. Exhale, dive out of the seat, down towards toes, forward fold. Let's continue. Inhale, rise up halfway, our monkey pose. Exhale, bent knees, hands to the ground, walk, step, or even hop back into plank pose. Find that long straight line in the body. Breathe in. This exhale will finish the push-up. Bend your elbows, squeeze them in towards your ribs, coming down, all the way down if you need to. Okay, inhale, upward facing dog or cobra if you happen to have brought your whole body to the ground. Exhale, return to downward facing. Let's add a lunge. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you, reaching long behind you. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Turn left heel to the ground. Make sure there's good weight in that back foot. Less weight in the hands now, so you can inhale, rise up facing forward, warrior one. Exhale, fold, so you can bring your hands back down to the ground. Let's step back, plank pose, bend elbows, lower your body down towards the ground, strong straight line. Inhale, upward facing dog, which is a back bend right there, heart opener. Exhale onto your toes, lifting hips into the air, downward facing dog. Whenever you're ready, inhale, sweep left leg up, reach back through your toes. Exhale it, step through, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel turns to the ground. Good connection back there. Hands are light. Float them up. Warrior one, face forward over your front bent knee. Exhale, fold carefully. Plant the hands into the ground. Step back, plank. Let's complete our series. Right here, coming down. Low cobra or up dog. And our exhale guiding us into downward facing dog. Let's hold for a couple breaths, arriving in the posture. And we're going to take a seat in a moment. So when you're ready, a good exhale to maybe hop forward, cross your legs to take a seat, or just kneel down, take a seat in the center of your mat. Go ahead and roll down onto your back. I'm just adjusting my mat. I'll meet you in our lying down position. You're going to lie down with your knees bent, feet flat on the ground. Now the feet can be hip distance apart, okay? They can even be a little wider than your hips. I like to take my feet a little wider. That just feels a little bit better for me, my low back and my hips. You find the perfect spot for you. But you may want to, wherever your feet are, be sure your knees are stacked nicely over your ankle bones or your heels. So there's your shins and calf, that area of the body is a straight line up and down. All right, now let's go ahead and breathe in, fill up your lungs. Big breath in, exhale to empty the belly. Using that engagement of the belly to lift hips up into the air, setting ourselves up for bridge. You can stop just right here, just lifting the hips. You can even slide some blocks underneath you for support. If you want to go a little higher, you want to get your upper body involved. Maybe rock left and right a little bit to get your shoulders underneath you, your arms a bit underneath you. Now your arms can stay all on the ground, just like this if you can see me, or even interlace your fingers underneath you. If that feels a little too cumbersome, bend your elbows at 90 degrees, press down into the ground with the triceps or elbows, and that might even help stabilize the upper body, even allow you to lift a little higher because you have some leverage, okay, from the upper body pressing down into the ground, as well as the feet, okay, down at the lower half of the body. Couple more breaths here. Good spaciousness in the chest region, your belly, your hips. 2 more breaths. A nice bridge pose, very active position here. All right, then wiggle your toes forward a little bit, making space so we can get out of this pose. Next, extend your arms straight up into the air. Then you can roll your way down. Go ahead and extend your body. Extend the legs forward, reach your arms behind you if you have some room. And again, if you're able, reaching in these opposite directions, lengthen, stretch. We're going to do one little leg stretch here. Just do your best with this. You're going to bring right knee in, just your right knee in towards chest. Just catch it in with your hands. And then we're just going to extend that leg up. It's okay if the knee needs to stay quite bent. That's fine. Because whatever you do, you are going to get some lengthening in the leg. Now you can point your toes or push through the balls of your feet or push through your heel. I like pushing through the heel. It just feels like I get a little bit more sensation in the leg, okay, especially in the hamstring. And I'm just holding on to the leg so it stays up in the air, okay? So we're lengthening with this extended leg up into the sky, but that leg on the floor is also extending. You can point your toes, push through the balls of your foot, or push through the heel. All right, now let's bend the right knee, hug it into chest, release the whole leg down to the ground. Hold for a moment just to realign. You can even relax there for a couple seconds. And then we'll bring left knee in. Same thing, hug the leg in, and then extend the leg to a proper place, even with the good bend in the knee, perfectly fine. And just hold on to somewhere on the leg. I'm holding on to my hamstring in this case. Same thing, maybe just point your toes, push through the balls of the foot, or flex the foot and push through the heel. Again, I like that because I get a little bit more sensation in the leg. Do the same with your right leg or foot that's on the ground. Point the toe, or push through the balls of the foot, or flex the foot. I'm flexing it at the moment. Couple more breaths here with this extension of both legs. One just happens to be up in the air. And then go ahead and hug left knee in, hold it there. Let's hug right knee in at the same time. Start to rock forward and back. Good breathing here and a good exhale to help rock your way up right into boat pose if you can. If you need to kind of set yourself up for boat, okay, you can do that. Put the heels down, get the lengthening in the spine, all that nice setup if you'd like, or just get right into the pose. Good breathing. Now you can continue to hold on to the legs or even release the legs here. Since we're doing some balancing, we want to make sure we have some good core energy that helps us with balance. Let's inhale. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front or even to the side, just to swing the legs back behind you or hop back into plank. Hold plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend your knees slightly. Let's take our shortcut to down dog. More lunges. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat, warrior one. Left heel to the ground, shifting weight back, good balance. Light hands, so you can easily float them up into the air. Inhale. Exhale, opening to warrior two. Holding on to the position here, maybe going a little deeper. Nice lunge. Good bent knee, being sure you have a nice alignment here. If you can see me, my knee is right over my heel and the knee is pointing directly forward. Okay, nice strong left leg with the outside edge of the left foot pressing down into the ground. Keeping that good centering, because this is the center right here. We are going to shift forward, reaching forward, okay? There isn't a whole lot of weight shift here. It's still centered. Just be aware of that. Rotate your arms, right arm down, left hand up. Good extension. Again, not too much pressure in this right knee. It's still centered here, right along the spine, right through the tailbone. Let's breathe in. Exhale, we'll turn so we can bring both hands down to the ground. Now we'll step back into plank pose, but keep right foot lifted. Reach through your toes. Okay, the foot doesn't have to lift very high, barely a couple of inches off the ground. Crown is leading you forward, moving in opposite directions. Then finish your push-up. Just bend your elbows, come down. Everything comes down. Take a low cobra here for a change. Just lift the chest a little bit. Exhale, downward facing dog. That might mean pushing to hands and knees, tucking toes, and then lifting hips into the sky. All right, other side. Inhale, extend left leg up. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel turns to the ground when you're ready. And inhale to rise, first warrior. And an exhale to our second warrior. Okay, we're going to hold here, as you know. Widening the stance if that feels good. Lunging. Finding that good centering down the spine, right through the tailbone. That's the center of this pose. Keeping that center, we shift the weight forward or reaching forward. Okay, the center of gravity has not changed. We rotate the arms right here. So with that shift, yes, more energy goes to the front of the mat, but we want to keep center of gravity right down through the tailbone, not in the knee. Let's breathe in. Exhale, we'll turn, bring hands down to the ground, step back, plank, left foot lifted just a couple of inches off the ground like so, energetically reaching through your toes and through the crown of your head. Nice strong position. Finish the push-up, come down all the way, down to your belly. Okay, cobra. Listen carefully, okay? Push back just to hands and knees, and then all the way back and down to child's pose. Okay, just for a quick stretch and lengthening here. Rise back up to hands and knees. Continue to listen. We're going to inhale cow. As you're inhaling, tuck toes. Exhale cat, but turn that into down dog.
Okay, just lifting knees. Let's do that again, just so we figure that out. Let's shift the body back out to plank pose. Okay, we want to make that a nice fluid motion through all those postures. Okay, we're coming down chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra, doesn't matter which. Exhale, hands and knees, but push all the way back, child's pose, for this nice lengthening effect. Come up, hands and knees. Inhale, cow, that's the back bend. Tuck toes at the same time. Exhale, cat, turn it right away into down dog, just like that. All right. Breathe in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop, both feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale, extend spine. Exhale, fold. Weights in the heels, bent knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come all the way up. Reach up high. Good. Exhale, hands down to your heart. Well done. All right, let's stay in standing. Let's get into some balancing. All right, let's start with tree pose. Let's make sure we're standing nice and tall. Good evenness in the feet. Start shifting your weight over to your right foot. Press firmly down into the ground with your right foot, nice and tall through the spine. It's an inhale. Exhale, pull belly in, and then float left foot up, bending the knee, lifting the knee, maybe with the flexed foot. We're swinging the knee out to the side. Plug the foot into the standing leg right there. So we have a nice hip opener. Then we'll inhale, extend your arms up into the sky. Reach, lift, open. Keep breathing. Each inhale is a little bit more extension. The exhale, we keep connecting to center body. All right, let's see if we can hold that a little longer. All right, keep the arms extended. We'll swing that left knee forward, lifting knee with the flexed foot so the foot releases from the leg. Place the foot back down. Arms come down by your side. Right there. Good. You can even roll out the shoulders a little bit. All right, so tree pose. Vrikshasana is the Sanskrit. Let's do the other side. When you're ready, start shifting weight over into left foot. Press firmly into the ground. Feel tall, lengthened spine. Exhale, core connection. Want to get all that established. Then we float right foot up. Flexed foot to keep leg energized. We swing knee out to the side, keeping everything square facing forward. Foot comes to the inside of the standing leg. Inhale, let's float the arms up into the air. Exhale, draw belly in. Keep reaching with each new breath in. Exhale, connect to center. Hold for a couple more breaths. Don't worry if you waver, okay, or even lose your balance and come out of the pose. That's okay. If that's the case, just come back to mountain pose for a quick moment, re-establish the balance on 2 feet, and then come back to the balancing position. Then let's inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, swing right knee forward, lifting knee with the flexed foot, planting foot into the ground, arms back down by your side. Maybe a little circle with the arms. Very nice. Okay, let's continue our flowing. Here we go. Inhale, reach all the way up, both arms. Exhale, swan dive. Bent knees, down towards toes. Inhale, rising halfway up. Exhale, bending knees again, plant the hands, walk, step, or hop back, plank pose. Right away, come on down, chaturanga, bent elbow, squeeze in. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're just flowing, moving with breath. Inhale, extend right leg straight up behind you. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel turns to the ground. Take your time with this if you need to. If I'm going too quickly, inhale, rise up, warrior one when you're ready. Exhale, open, warrior two. Quick adjustment, settle in, find all that nice alignment and centering. In, then reach out, rotate arms. We're moving into side angle. We're still in motion. So an inhale, just to expand, reach in these opposite directions. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor, step back, plank, right foot lifted. Listen carefully. Okay, we're gonna do a partial push-up, means you're gonna bend your elbows like you're gonna go down, but not all the way down. Push away, return to down dog, let that right leg re-lift into the sky. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. We're going to high lunge, which means left heel stays lifted. All 10 toes are pointing forward. We still need that weight shift back so we can float our way up. High lunge right here. Let's hold for a moment. This is a little bit more, this is balancing as well. Even though both feet are on the ground, we know that that back foot is not entirely on the ground. So we need to stabilize by hugging into center line. Let's breathe in. Exhale, fold, just bringing hands back down to the ground. Step back, plank. Both feet are on the ground. Come down, chaturanga, finishing the sequence. Inhale, up dog. You can always choose cobra there. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side when you're ready. Inhale, extending left leg into the air. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel plants, balanced. Inhale, float up, warrior one. Exhale, open, expand, warrior two. Find it, and then move into side angle. Shifting forward, rotate arms. Inhale, reach top to bottom. Exhale, return to the ground with both hands. Step back, plank, left foot lifted, hold. Reach back with your toes. Hands are strong, arms are strong. Partial push-up. Bent elbows partially, push away, down dog. Left leg extends up into the sky. And then return left foot to the top of the mat for the high lunge prep. Shifting weight back slightly, hands are light. So you can inhale, rising here, hold. Lunge low, reach high, hug to center. Breathe. All right, we'll take a breath in. Exhale, fold, hands back down. Step back, plank. Listen, we're going to come down, chaturanga. Take your back bend. Okay, exhale, hands and knees, child's pose. Hands and knees again. Inhale, cow, tuck toes. Exhale, down dog. Okay, just making that a nice fluid motion. We're going to take a seat again. Hop forward, cross legs to take your seat, or again, just kneel down, take your seat. You might want to scoot back because we're going to extend the legs out front. Again, I just need to adjust my mat. Okay, a little bit more leg work here. First, just staff pose. Straight legs, flexed feet, hands on the ground by your hips, pushing into the ground to extend spine, just a little assist. Roll shoulders back, squeeze shoulder blades together. Nice long neck, make sure your gaze is forward. This is staff pose or dandasana. Breathing. As you breathe in, you want to feel like breath is shooting down the legs and up the spine. Nice expansion in the chest, opening up through the lungs. Exhale, we're just engaging belly. Okay. Now let's relax just a little bit because we're going to take the legs a little wider. Okay. They don't have to be too wide. Okay. Maybe just off the mat, just a little bit. You could go wider if you want to. I'm going to go slightly wider, just a little bit for me. Okay. Now keep the hands behind you, maybe fingers spinning backward there or pointing to the back wall. So you can just press into the ground so you stay nice and tall in the spine. Okay. We're going to fold here. We're going to breathe in. Exhale. I'm just leading with the chest and chin. I imagine like there was a wall or a fence right here, and I'm trying to peek over it. Okay. So we're hinging forward just a bit there. Notice where you have sensation. If you can go a little deeper, using breath to guide you. You don't have to go too far, maybe just to a point where you start to feel a little bit more lengthening through this wide-legged seated position. You can keep one hand behind you, one hand in front. Both hands can stay behind you, or both hands can come in front, just depending on how low you might take this. I'm even going to reach out for my feet here. Okay, these are just some options as you support this wide-legged forward fold. Just getting to the point where you have sensation in the hamstrings. Here is good for me. I'm feeling this. It doesn't feel too intense, but I do feel it. So just pay attention to what intensity level you want to take your pose. All right, how about 3 more breaths? Now, if you're folded forward enough, hands can be in front on the ground. Press into the ground as a way to kind of rise back up like so. Maybe hands behind you now, lean back so we can bring the legs back to center onto the mat and just take this right into boat pose. Here you can do that little prep of just bending knees, heels stay on the ground, Hold on to the bend knees here. Lift and extend through spine. Keep the angle of the body. As you keep leaning back, that should allow your feet to float up like so. Releasing if you want here. Couple breaths, core strong. Okay, let's breathe in. We're going to move. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front. Hop or step back plank. Okay, just bring the knees to the ground here. All right, just so you can bring your blocks in. Okay, if your blocks are handy, let's just get them somewhere up at the top of the mat, maybe off the mat out in front of you, just so that they're ready to go. Okay, we'll reposition them in a minute, but they're ready for you. Okay, let's go ahead and tuck toes. Inhale, cow. Exhale, down dog. Okay, here we go. We're going to inhale, extend right leg up behind. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. We're going to high lunge again. Shifting weight back. All 10 toes are pointing forward. That back heel is lifted. Inhale, rise. Here we are. Remember, lunge low, reach high, hug to center. Breathe. Now, we're going to hinge forward. I'm just folding. I can see my blocks. I'm basically just going to come down. Now, I can barely reach my blocks, but see if you can bring your blocks in like so, close to the toes. So hands are on the blocks. And with that back leg, I'm just kind of pushing forward so I can start to balance. See how I pushed? So I can balance on the right foot to actually lift this left leg in the air. I'm even going to turn my blocks a little higher so I can use that. See how I use that to help press and extend and to get up a little taller in the pose. Okay, you can even have a block on either side if you happen to have two blocks, something like this. Okay, feeling this sensation. Remember that monkey pose? Okay, monkey pose is just, if we brought this foot down, let me just show you. See, there's monkey pose. We just have a leg up in the air. So that spine is nice and straight. Okay, we're going to take this right into half moon. I'll guide you. Keep a good bend in the right knee so the leg is fully activated using those muscles. I'm going to take both blocks over onto underneath my right hand. So my left hand is free. But flex your left foot. Lift the leg. Okay, by flexing the foot, it engages the muscles here and start lifting the leg. That will automatically lift the hip, starting you to turn you sideways and opening you sideways. Left hand, if possible, is reaching up into the air. Okay, I like to keep my focus down at the ground. It just helps with balance. You can certainly turn your gaze forward, okay, or up towards your left hand. We're going to inhale. Exhales, bring this left hand back down to the floor or blocks. Okay, let's square out the hips so they're even. Okay, so we're back at this balancing position. Bend your left knee, bring it in towards chest, little rounding of the spine like so. Then place foot on the ground next to the other, forward fold. Okay, weights in the heels. Bend your knees. Let's inhale. Come up to standing. Reach high. Let's hold in extended mountain pose for a second. Reach up more. Exhale, arms down by your side. Okay? Take a moment to just shake all this out. Feet, bend your knees, move your hips, circle your shoulders, whatever you need to do. Because that was a long time in that balancing. Okay? We're going to do the exact same thing other side. Okay? So we're just getting set up, getting the body really ready for these balancing positions. Because come back up to mountain. I'm just going to leave I'm going to leave my blocks there, but they'll probably end up getting in the way. Let's inhale, reach into the sky. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, monkey pose. Exhale, hands on the floor. Actually, I am going to move my blocks forward there. Hands on the floor, step back, plank pose. Come on down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Okay, exhale, hands and knees, child's pose. Stretch and lengthen, hands and knees. Inhale, cow, tuck toes. Exhale, down dog. Okay, remember that flow? Now let's inhale, extend left leg into the air. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, back to high lunge. Shifting weight back. Inhale, rise. Reach, lunge, hug to center, breathe. Okay, let's get ready for that long balancing sequence. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Okay, we're basically just going to get those blocks, bring them in closer to the left side, either one in both hands, perhaps. Start shifting weight because my weight is still balanced. I'm at that hip bone, okay, balancing center of gravity. I need to get the weight forward into this left foot. So a little push so I can get that right leg up into the air. Okay, getting both blocks underneath that left hand so I can help to extend. Okay, getting that left leg a little longer and extending forward through the spine. Okay, flex the right foot, flex it. It'll energize this leg. It'll make it easier for it to stay lifted. It's energized, but it becomes light, so it floats into the sky. Right arm reaches out and then up, slightly rotating. Now you don't have to turn too far. Maybe you aren't able to reach this right hand entirely into the sky. That's okay. Keep your focus downward, perhaps, to help with balance. We are in half moon pose, holding it for a long time. Okay, we're breathing in. Exhale, let's bring the right hand down to the floor or block. We're going to square out the hips. Okay, right there. Let's bring the right knee in towards chest, let the back round. Plant foot into the ground. Balance on 2 feet. I am going to move my blocks right there. Forward fold for the release. Weights in the heels, bent knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Come all the way up. Reach, stay tall here as you exhale. Inhale, reach again. Nice. Exhale, arms back down by your side. Same thing. Relieve the body, stretch your toes, bend the knees, circle your hips and shoulders. Take a breath or two. That's a lot of work, a lot of effort in the entire body, especially in those balancing positions. Okay, back to mountain pose, ready to flow. Take a breath and move here. Breathe in, reach into the sky. Exhale, lead with heart, fold forward, soft knees, make your way down. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, hands to the ground, hop or step back, plank pose, come on down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Settle in and continue. Inhale, extend right leg up. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Warrior one, left heel plants into the ground this time. Float both arms up. Exhale, open warrior two. Side angle. Rotate the arms. Okay, inhale, reach top to bottom. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor, step back, plank pose. I'm going to add a pose here. Hold plank. We're going to right side plank. Okay, so right hand is on the floor. We're opening up sideways like so. If you need to, you can place the right knee onto the ground. But if you can, legs are straight, flex your feet, stack the legs, or place one in front of the other for more balance. Feel the left hip reach up towards the ceiling, just as your left hand is reaching for the ceiling. Again, I like to look at the ground in this posture. It seems to help with balance. It's a very strong pose. Breathe in. Exhale, carefully turn. Plank. Let's do that child's pose sequence. Knees to the ground. Sit back, child pose. Stretch. Hopefully that feels good. Come up, hands and knees. Inhale, cow. Tuck toes. Exhale, down dog. So it's cat to dog. Actually, it's cow to dog, isn't it? Cow, cat to dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, warrior one. Rising when you're ready. Take your time if you need to. Exhale, warrior two. Side angle, reach out, rotate arms. Inhale, reach top to bottom. Here we go. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Step back, plank, hold for a second. Left side plank as you're able. Leg straight or left knee onto the ground for stabilization. Reach, open, flex your feet. That will strengthen the legs so they can stay stacked. Stagger them if you need to. Right hip lifting, right hand lifting. Either look straight across the room or a little bit down at the ground. Breathe in. Exhale, plank. Knees to the ground. Child's pose. Now, as we inhale, we come back up right into cow. Exhale, tuck toes, cat, down dog. Okay, nice fluid motion there. Hold for a moment in down dog. Continue. Inhale, extend right leg up again. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. High lunge this time. Shifting weight back, floating the arms up. Settle in. Okay, we're going into balance. Breathe in. Exhale, folds. Go catch those blocks. So we can go to this warrior 3 variation, basically. Go hands on the floor or blocks, or your thigh even, while left leg extends back behind you. Right hand stays on a block, flex left foot, lift, so we can start opening up sideways, perhaps your left hand reaching up into the air. Listen carefully, because we're going to take this to warrior 2. Bend the right knee, that's the leg you're standing on. Bend it quite a bit, so the left leg starts to come down, foot comes down, back behind you, warrior 2. Reverse your warrior, right hand reaching up into the sky. Okay, we're going to windmill. Okay, bring the hands to the floor if you need to move your blocks. Step back, plank, right foot lifted. Partial push-up, down dog. Right leg still extended. Hold for a moment. Then we're going to take a little break here. Bring that foot down. Knees to the ground. Let's do our cat flow. Child's pose flow. Child's pose. Stretch and lengthen there. Inhale to rise back up right into cow. Tuck toes. Exhale, cat down dog. Inhale, left leg up into the air. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, warrior 1. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open, warrior 2. Side angle. Rotate the arms. Inhale, reach top to bottom. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Let's step back, actually down dog, left leg into the sky here. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. Rise up. Hold for a moment. See those blocks? We're going for our warrior 3 variation balance. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Let's catch those blocks. Rise up to balance on left foot, right leg extending. Let's get those blocks underneath the left hand. Okay, flex the right foot, lift. Start to feel the body turn sideways. Right arm reaching out, maybe up towards ceiling. Keep your focus down or even turn your gaze towards the sky if you'd like. Okay, we're going into warrior 2 here. Bend the left knee. Okay, bring the right foot down behind you. Warrior 2, reverse your warrior. Okay, we're going to windmill. Bring the hands down to the floor. So move the blocks forward. Step back, plank pose. Left foot lifted. Partial push-up. Down dog, left leg into the sky. Bring that foot down. Knees down. Here, just sit back, hero. Okay? Hero pose for a moment. If you can hold here, stay in hero or take a seat. Okay? I'm going to show you something. Okay? We're adding one more little segment here. It's actually another little back bend with some upper body work. Okay, I'm just going to adjust my mat a little bit. Right there. Okay, so just watch me. You can get a sip of water. Okay, so I'm going to do my left leg. So here's plank with left foot lifted. I'm going to take that left leg, reaching up into the air like so. Keep the leg extending, reaching through the toes. I'm going to look at the space between my hands, shifting my body forward. Shoulders are now over the wrists. Heart is between the hands, basically chaturanga. Heart comes down between the hands. Left leg is still lifting. So we're going to be in this kind of position. Bring the leg down, heart up, up dog. Child's pose sequence right there. Here's cow, tuck toes, exhale, cat, down dog. Okay, so that's what we're going to be working with. Okay, so if you're in seated, let's just meet in hands and knees. Let's do our child's pose flow. Here we go. Child's pose. Inhale, lift to cow, tuck toes. Exhale, cat to down dog. All right. Let's put a sequence together here. Let's inhale, extend right leg up. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Let's start with the high lunge. Rising. Right there, settle in, find it. Okay, balancing on one foot. Inhale. Exhale, hinge so you can catch your blocks. Balancing on right foot, left leg lifted. Now, you really could just take this to warrior 3, arms reaching out in front of you, but this is fine just like this for a little extra stability. Okay, flex left foot, lift. Okay, start to open up. Left hand towards the sky. Heart and hips are facing left side of the room. Inhale. As you exhale, bend the right knee. Come to warrior 2. Left foot comes down to the ground. Once here, reverse your warrior. Right hand reaching up into the sky. Windmill. Bring the hands down to the floor. Step back, plank. Right foot lifted. Okay, partial push-up to down dog. Right leg's in the air. Okay, right foot to the top of the mat to warrior 1 this time. Rising up. Warrior 2. Side angle. Right there. Breathe in. Exhale, turn. Hands to the floor. Step back. Plank pose. Right leg up into the sky. Down dog. Okay, let's try this pose. Okay. Keep that right foot lifted and reaching towards the ceiling as you shift your upper body forward so your heart is between your hands, shoulders are over your wrists. Come down like chaturanga, elbows squeeze in, heart coming down between the hands, right leg lifting, then lower the leg, lift your heart up dog, child's pose. Inhale, cow. Tuck toes, exhale, cat, down dog. Let's try the other side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. Right there. Hold for a moment, settle in. Next time we go through this, we're really going to flow. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 3 variation, use your blocks. Balancing on left foot, right leg in the air. Flex foot, lift it. Feel the body opening sideways. Right arm reaching out and up perhaps. Now we're sideways, half moon. Breathing in. Exhale, bend left knee, right foot to the ground behind you, warrior 2. Reverse the warrior, left hand up. Windmill, hands down to the floor. Step back, plank, left foot lifted. Partial push-up, down dog, left leg into the sky. Left foot to the top of the mat, warrior 1 this time. Plant, rise up. Warrior 2, side angle. Rotate the arms, breathe in. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Back to down dog, left leg extends up into the sky. Reach, shifting body. Shoulders over wrists, heart between hands, chaturanga. Heart comes down between hands, left leg still reaching. It's a back bend. Lower the leg, lift chest. You're still in a back bend. Child's pose. It's a little counter to the back bend, rounding through the spine. Inhale, cow, another back bend. Exhale, cat, countering it, down dog. Let's take a quick breather. Just come down to hero. We're going to do that segment again. We still have the one pose we need to add back into the flow, which is side plank. We'll get there. Just take a moment, get a sip of water, get your blocks ready. I'm just going to make this flow. Again, just adjusting my mat right there. Okay. We'll start the segment in downward facing dog. Here we go, down dog. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. We're going to inhale into that high lunge. Exhale right away into the balance. Hands come down. Okay, balancing on right foot, left leg extends up into the air. Flexing the left foot so we can lift, start to open up sideways. Left hand into the air, half moon. Inhale, reach. Exhale, come down, warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. We're in a windmill. Bring the hands down to the floor, step back, plank, both feet on the ground. Right side plank. Here. Yes. Reach, open, expand, breathe in. Exhale, left hand to the floor. Partial push-up, down dog. Right leg re-extends up into the sky. Right foot to the top of the mat, warrior one this time. Opening, warrior two. Side angle. Breathe in. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Step back, plank, right foot lifted, but then down dog, right leg up into the air. Shifting body, shoulders over wrists, heart between hands. Chaturanga, or just bring heart down between hands, right leg lifting, back bend. Okay, leg down, up dog, back bend. Child's pose, rounding. Inhale, cow, tuck toes. Exhale, cat, down dog. Other side, we're still flowing. Inhale, left leg, big sequence. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. Inhale. Exhale to balance on left foot, use those blocks. Good extension, flex the right foot, lift. Start to open up sideways, half moon. Nice opening there. Breathe in. Exhale, warrior two, or bring that foot down behind. Reverse the warrior. Left hand reaching up behind. Windmill, bring the hands down to the floor. Step back, plank, both feet on the ground. Left side plank, opening up sideways again. Right hip lifting, right hand lifting. Breathing in, coming out. Exhale, plank, down dog. Inhale, re-extend left leg up. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, warrior one. Plant that back heel, rise up. Warrior two, side angle. Good, breathing in. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Step back, down dog, left leg extends up into the sky. Keep that leg reaching, pointing through toes, shifting body forward. Bring heart down between hands while left leg reaches up into the sky. Back bend, leg down, up dog, back bend. Child's pose. Let's hold child's pose. Really extend. If you need to adjust your knees, you're welcome to. Maybe taking them a bit wider. So you can really sit back and down, keeping the arms extended. Nice countering to a number of back bends and hip openers. Now you might be a little out of breath. I know I am. We'll take a moment to kind of come back to that baseline of breathing, knowing and just really just signaling to the body that we're starting to move towards relaxation, coming to the end of our practice. Okay, let's come back up to hands and knees. Let's just do a series of cat and cow. Inhale, cow, looking up. That's the back bend. Keep it mild if you need to. Exhale, round. And do that a few more times. Go at your own pace. If you want to add a little extra movements, you're welcome to. Sometimes it feels good to maybe just circle the hips or just side to side. Any additional movements here that might assist the body as it's starting to make its transition from all that activation into relaxation. We can really take this as a cue and a lesson. Think about how you progress during your day. Lots of activity, perhaps. Okay, exercising, working, running errands, all the active things that you do. And then hopefully taking those times either throughout the day or at least at the end of the day, relaxing, letting go of all the events of the day and coming to a place of stillness, ease, and release. All right, just pause here in this tabletop. We're going to sit back into hero. Let's take a seat. Just slide off the heels onto the ground. Let's take a seat in the center of the mat. Go ahead and lie down. Once you're down onto the ground, go ahead and hug knees into chest. Even a little rounding of the back, if it feels good, to maybe lift the chest and head a little bit so there's a bit of a curvature in the spine. And then some movement here as if you're massaging your back. Again, we did a lot of back bend type movements, okay? And certainly some hip openers, okay? Think about it. Warrior two, side angle, and even half moon. Those are all hip openers as well. Mm. Notice your breath now. Is it easier now to take slower, deeper breaths? Feel free to take another hip opener here. Maybe it's reclining cobbler's pose. It could be happy baby pose. I'm kind of doing a combination of both. So I've got the legs wide, okay, but I don't have the feet touching, nor are they reaching for the ceiling, okay, for either of those postures that I just mentioned. But just keeping the legs wide as they are like this, I get a nice inner thigh in release in the hips. Take 2 more breaths. We'll finish with a twist to both sides. So you might want to bring the knees together, hug them in gently, and then take both knees over to the left side as you extend your right arm off to the right side. Some nice, deep, satisfying breaths here. Getting closer and closer to full release and relaxation. Maybe one more breath on this side. And then taking it back up to center where you might pause for a couple seconds. Then take knees over to the other side. Hold deep breaths. Feel these sensations. Hopefully this is some nice release in the low back and hip area. Go ahead and take 2 more breaths. We'll make our return to center. One last hug of the knees in towards body, and then extend your legs out in front, arms down by your side. Here's where we get to fully release, settle and melt into the ground. Let all your muscles disengage. Take a breath. That exhale with a sigh might help you to melt right into the ground. We've arrived in Shavasana. Hold here or find any other restorative position that you'd like to hold for the next couple of minutes. While you're here, you can just continue to notice the full, slow, deep breaths in and out. If you happen to be thinking about something, maybe shift your thoughts to your personal intention that you may have set at the beginning of this class. Maybe throughout our sequencing that involve balancing, core work, back bends, upper body strengthening, maybe in some segment of our practice today, it was helping to fulfill your intention. When you're ready to move out of this position, and you're certainly welcome to stay here, okay? When you are ready, just take several breaths, maybe 5 slow, deep breaths. Even after the 5th breath, you can stay exactly where you are or continue to complete the practice with me. After your 5th breath, just moving your body very slowly. Take your time, rolling onto either side of your body, just briefly here in this nurturing pose. And when you're ready, moving slowly to rise up to seated. Now, if you're still on your side or if you're still on your back and want to stay there a little longer, please feel free. If you're joining me, you may want to come up to a seated position. Maybe crossing your legs.
Nice extension of your spine as you sit up tall. Arms just relax with those nice relaxed shoulders. Hands can just rest on your knees or in your lap or at heart center. Let's take one more movement together. We'll inhale, sweep the arms out and up, reaching for the ceiling. As you exhale, bring your hands together and down to your heart. Hold here in stillness. Take another breath or two. And as we come to the close of our practice, we bow together saying, Namaste.